Hey, beautiful people. Welcome to Everything Culture Sunday Night Live. I'm your host, Drake B. Drake, the host of Everything Culture, the creator of the platform, baby. And happy Black History Month. Uh, and it's just like that. It's just like that. If y'all don't know, this is like the new year for us, okay? This is the year that this is the month that Everything Culture we started recording, when we started coming about. This is a month that we love. This is historical for my culture, as far as being American, Black American, however you want to say it. But this is something that I fight for. I commend. I always tell people we need to continue to celebrate it until it's no need to celebrate it. I've had conversations with folks over the years, just saying, "Oh, we really don't need Black History Month anymore." Really? Listen. I want y'all. This gonna be some homework for everybody who rock with Everything Culture. I love getting y'all a little bit of homework. We each one teach one, baby. But pay attention to the administration that we have now. Pay attention to our leader in chief and the announcements that they speak about Black history. See if they mention Black History Month. See if they mention any people that has been a beneficial of the descendants of American descendants of slavery. And I just want y'all to keep track of that. We've already seen in Philadelphia and some other small places that they've been taking down. Not just regular people. This is coming from the government taking down historical black memorabilia, um, paintings, walls, content. This is something we have to be aware of. If we don't appreciate it and value it, they definitely won't. And this is something we absolutely need to be successful as people in the future, whether you want to admit it or not. So I'm thankful for all y'all. Thankful for my folks coming in. Make sure to share the live, tap the screen, all that good stuff. And yeah, I know people watching the Grammys. I understand this happening right now. Shout out to um oh my god, Bernard isn't oh my god. Is it Bernard Duran Bernard? Hey, great artist. Been listening to him for years. But I'm gonna stay committed to my people. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna slide through, say, hey, what's up to y'all? Do the check in. I am doing my Black History um homework, paperwork, and things of that nature. So y'all bear with us throughout the month. Oh Lord, my auntie, lover. But yeah, I hope y'all doing well. Um, I oh man, so happy for him. So when we do our Black History Month, we've been doing every day. We do Black History. Um, we do Black History coverage or sharing content by a different person, different place, different events that we've had here in America that Black people has impacted or made a significant difference. Okay, I look forward. Man, I was if I go to the list of people we've covered, it's why it's crazy. It's amazing first and foremost, but I definitely want to recognize tomorrow, just give y'all a sneak peek. We're going to be discussing um DJ Michael 5000 Watts. Rest in peace, man. We're going to be discussing a bit about DJ Screw, and we're going to talk about screw music and the culture here in Houston tomorrow. Because Monday we try to do music. Okay, we try to do arts and music, artists in total on Mondays. And if you're not aware who Michael Watts is, man, obviously can't be from Houston. You obviously can't be from Texas. I would even say that. Damn near the South. This brother has made an impact on my life and the culture that I identify with heavily. This is, well, how can I say this? This is kind of like maybe, oh, what's one of us New York DJ that's super popular? I don't want to mess up any name. DJ. I don't. I was gonna say Jazzy Jeff, but hey, but Jazzy Jeff is great. All right, he's from Philly, by the way. But man, I mean, you need to cover DJ Jazzy Jeff too, this month. But the impact that screw music had on my childhood and my adolescence and teenage year to my adulthood has been unique. I mean, I'm gonna share the story that when I was in high school. Thank you for the heart, meet Clay Wells. When I was in high school, my mother passed when I was like 15, right when I turned 15. Okay. And my cousins from California came to visit, come to show love and be there to support, family come through. And when doing so, I remember, where were we at? I almost can remember exactly where we was on the east side of town, but either way, I remember them, putting on the radio, and in my hometown at a certain time, they play like, let's say from 2 to 4 o'clock or 4 to 6 o'clock, they played nothing but screw music. Okay, chopped and screw music. And my cousin was like, "What the hell is this?" The radio messed up. She was freaking out. Okay, what's going on? And I'm like, "No, that's normal. That's screw music. That's what that sound like." And she's like, "Oh," she was so upset and like, "What is this?" She's like, "Y'all be listening to this?" I'm like, "Yeah, that this is like what we do. This is what we love. This is part of us." Okay. And then that's when that pride kicked in. That's like, oh, everybody don't like this. Hmm. Ooh, that's weird. Okay. But I've learned to have, once again, that pride. I mean, everybody ain't with it, but that's what I love. When I tell you, we would rather listen to, like when an album came out, let's say R&B album came out. One of the albums came out, let's say Avant or Usher album came out. I wouldn't want to listen to the actual album. I'll wait till the screw version came out. I'll wait till the Swisher House version came out. I'll wait for that fuck action to drop. Listen, y'all don't understand how much this is impacting the community. I hope his family is doing well, his friends, but this was a hit on Houston in total and the culture of screw. Shout out to, we still have OG Ron C, also was part of the Swisher House, but we wouldn't, if it wasn't for Michael Watts, I wouldn't say have the level of Slim Thug. We wouldn't have Paul Wall. We wouldn't have Chameleon Air. Don't get me wrong, we may still have them, but that's where we learned them. Mike Jones, man. All these Houston hard hitters, all the strong artists that we have came from the Swisher House. Okay. So, we go raise a glass, a little slippy silk. Woo, sipping straight tonight. But man, that is truly Black history that I hope people recognize the impact and the need for pioneers such as, DJ Screw, Robert Davis and DJ Michael 5000 Watts. You know what I mean? Hello, Don. How we doing, friend? I hope you having a great. Did you have a birthday? I don't know why I feel like you have a birthday recently, but if you didn't, still happy birthday and we love you, baby. But yeah, I just want to say I look forward to it. I got to figure out. So we got Monday through Sunday, of course, we're covering. Okay, I thought so. Happy birthday too. Happy belated birthday. I think I wish you birthday. I wish you happy birthday then. I wish you happy birthday again here with everything culture. So we love. We need you to come back on. We need to do like a little Black history, everything culture, meet up with our folks again. We need that. We need that. But getting back to it. Ooh, I don't know why I pose so much. I am not about to sip all this. Dry January has ended. Okay. Let me just tell you that. Dry January has ended, and I am taking my first sips with y'all. I ain't gonna be drinking all the time, I ain't no alky, but I just want to, get a little cozy. Shout out to my team too. Y'all know who y'all are, man. Y'all did a great job this weekend. I love my people. I love what a plan to come together. Project management is all through my resume. And when I see a project that's managed well, it just makes me shine. And I'm so proud of my folks. Um, Man, I would love for y'all if y'all have anybody y'all want me to cover for Black History, let me know. It don't have to be someone in the past, it could be somebody currently as well. I want to make sure we recognize our folks and our people who have impact on our lives and what we're doing. And once again, this is what I think is needed. That's what I want to grow for. I've done this for the past I started in 2019. So what, 7 years now? So just as long as I've been doing everything culture, I've been doing this. So yeah, we go stick with it. Um, oh my gosh. Let me make sure I bring up my fact checking and things. We also lost give me one more song. We also lost, what's my brother name? Damon Wilson from Sanford and Son. That's what he's, directly known for. He passed away this past week as well. Once again, I've covered him before when I discussed Sanford and Son and I discussed Red Fox. It's before my time, but we have to understand Sanford and Son was a big impact. Hello, Danielle Permano. How you doing? Hola. Um, I want to make sure people know, like Sanford and Son, they was a huge impact on the culture as well. Desmond was a huge impact as an actor, representing the black man coming up in that time, representing a black man, seeing yourself on screen. I don't know. I don't think it was. Well, I know for a fact it wasn't that many black sitcoms such as Sanford and Son on that time slot. Fun fact: Sanford and Son is actually what knocked the Brady Bunch off of prime television at prime slot. It was actually Sanford and Son. So yes, once again, it's give people their roses while they're here. What's up, my brother Eric, a priority man? How you doing, man? But give people their roses while you're here. Show love, recognize each other. Shout out to and happy birthday. It's early. I know they out having a good time with family, but happy birthday, Christian Joy. One of the A1 day ones here at Everything Culture. Mm. Ooh, we celebrate you. Oh my gosh. But yeah, it's just been an exciting week. And I'm looking forward to a positive and exciting month. Y'all protect yourselves. Y'all look after one another. Um, being aware and stay woke. As many people want to avoid that. Be aware of what's happening right now. There's a lot of folks out here putting up a good fight against a system that's not serving our best interests. We don't have to be at front. You ain't got to go out and protest. You ain't got to go out and march, but you're like in person. But your protest and your activism is strong as long as you're doing by the proper channels, spreading the word, communicating, voting, where you spend your dollars, who you're supporting. All that goes a long way. I've been paying close attention. We talked about this last week. Some of us may disassociate with it and some of us is not surprised at all. I was peeping on Facebook recently. One of my Facebook friends, we had it was a polite disagreement. And this is something I've been very adamant on. People feel like this is political. This ain't political. I hate when people try to put life and death and issues with folks, freedom and safety as being political. Like that is so disingenuous. But the conversation was recognizing who are you supporting. Okay. Recognize who you supporting. And this person had a belief that the people that they're supporting are quote unquote good people by the terms that I thought him and I shared. Okay. And when I try to point out the differences of what we say is what we believe in and a moral code that we have, that individual does not support that same moral code and belief that we have. So how are you so in support of this person? And we kind of came to a point like we agree to disagree. And I was like, but I told him that make me I'm kind of worried about your perspective now. And if this was me, if something happened to me, would you care about me if you consider, do you really consider me a friend? But they're like, oh, you never do that. Like, you don't know that. But, but let me say this. Woo. So recently, of course, TikTok. They go. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna get a. I always go get a restriction sooner or later. Whatever. I'm used to it. But when the gentleman, the veteran who was unalived, life taken, murdered, front on camera, the nurse, it was they spoke out on against that. They were like, that was crazy. That's what this person, the same person, is now saying that is out of. And they made a post about it. This is out of pocket. This is not right. This person doing anything wrong. This group, this once again, ICE is absolutely wrong for this, and made a very clear post about this. Okay. And the response he got, it was Alex Pretty. Okay, Alex Pretty. I want to make sure I say his name correctly. But the response he got was very polarizing to the point that like it's no longer black and white. It's like, oh, this is it's if you're a Democrat, this was like what I don't that just wowed me. But I'm just reading the comments and I'm reading how he's trying to fight and he's trying. At first, he's trying to fight. He's really trying to find a middle ground. Sometimes it's no middle ground with right and wrong. But you and that's why I believe a lot of people are still. I've seen it. I'm seeing it live in effect. Some people try to stand on that beam of we can be friends and we can. It's a misunderstanding, and some people no, it's no misunderstanding. They just have hate in their heart. It's just that simple. Just that simple. You are friends, or you have good relationships with people who are hateful. And when another person make draw that line and is saying that this is wrong, and they'll draw it for you. They don't care. They don't care if they want to see people suffer for their reason. It could be a plethora of different reasons. I don't know the answer to it. All I know is what I've seen. All I know is the wisdom that's been given to me, the discernment that the Lord has blessed me with, and yeah, keep some people it's going to take longer than others, unfortunately, and hopefully we all get to that point before it's too late. I talked about the frog in the boiling water last week. Don't let it get too hot. Don't get too complacent. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm also in the point of what's up, OG Teddy from New Zealand. Shout out to my people from New Zealand. I got a guess that I got an episode I need to put out from somebody in New Zealand soon. Oh yeah, shout out, but much love, much love. Thank you for coming through. Mm-mm-mm. What's a gift? Y'all don't know who I am. I'm Drake, B Drake. I've been doing this podcast called Everything Culture for 7 years now. I love it. It's been some. I've been busy on some other things. Don't get me wrong. I wish I could dedicate as much time to it as I used to, but this is truly still a passion of mine. We started this years ago because the original is like I didn't know really what a podcast was. I thought I didn't. Couldn't find out I was on a podcast way before that. You too, Teddy. But the thing is, me and my best friend, we had disagreements about some things, and one of the disagreements was about um Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick taking a knee. I feel you, JFC. You don't really care about either, but that's the point. It's not about is that's what I'm telling. I don't consider myself either as well. The point is this is people's life. These are people freedoms. This is people safety. It's about principles and morals, and we should have some common ground on what's right or wrong. Like it shouldn't be in so polarized and different. I'm not a cripple of blood, but I believe both should live and both could be successful, but we live in a world that we are tricked to think resources are limited, but it's truly not. But we'll this once again, we get on that conversation maybe next Sunday. But that's how I feel. That's how I observe things, and hopefully the words that's coming out my mouth and the actions that I portray are being received in a way that it should be received, and the intentions of it, and it's impactful the same way. But the same thing with Kaepernick taking that knee. My homeboy didn't believe Kaepernick should have took a knee. He believed it was a distraction and it's not impactful or it was a waste of time. I believe it was extremely impactful. What's up, Noah? What's up, young man? How we doing? Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing. And I'm big on, like, for instance, young brother Noah's coming in. I try to have this conversation for young folks because there's so much ignorance is out there, and the ignorance look fun at times. And like even with like we talking about Jay Z undermining it. I don't even know about like it's I don't even know about undermining it too. That's the hard thing about it. We got to do more research about it because I believe they work. See, and we got to look, and we got to take our time, and we got to do our research before we speak on it because that's one of the things I'm going to touch on tonight as well. What's up, Jesse? But I'm always to that point, like everybody fight differently. Okay, I've been here, Jesse. I've been here. Everybody fight differently. Everybody, we have to understand what does unity look like. Okay, I understand unity. Us come together. We have a shared goal or mission. We want to make it to the finish line. If you ever played a team sport, basketball, football, volleyball, I think of other team sport, lacrosse, whatever. um, everybody can't play the same position. All right. If you get on that football field, whether you on offense or defense, everybody play a different position. Okay. Everybody can't be the quarterback. Everybody can't be receiver number one on the same time on the field at once. Everybody can't be the right guard, the left tackle, the fullback if you're running one, RB2, whatever you want to call it. Everybody has to be in a different position. All right. So when we're in working towards unity, the goal is to win the game. You may want to be the quarterback, but at this time, you may be better at the wide receiver. You may be better playing defense as the Mike linebacker. We can use your talents to something else. But a lot of us are so focused on, I want to be here, or I don't like the way they're playing the game. I think I can do better rather than playing a position how you can be beneficial to everybody. And that's how we end up losing because we don't have that true unity. That's how a lot of football teams or even sport, basketball, the point guard, if you trying to okay, well, unless you're Russell Westbrook, if you're the point, what you doing under the rim? Get on the perimeter. I can go on and on and on with different analogies, but at times people don't want to. Everybody want to be a leader, or people don't want to be involved at all. So hopefully we can get to that point in the world right now that we can have unity. And it starts with yourself. It starts in your family. It starts with your friend group. It starts with your neighbors. It starts with your, I can go to your county, city, county, town, whatever, and you got to grow from there. Thank you for our leaders that we have that's making that difference too. And that's why on Thursdays we usually, I think it's Thursday, I think it's Thursday when we talk about our activism and people in our community and people who's made a difference in politics. We try to bring those individuals up. I look forward to also talking about Paul Roberson. Oh my gosh, do y'all know about that brother right there? I was gonna bring him up today, but I'm gonna let today be cool, just starting out. I'm gonna talk about him next Sunday. Whew. I learned about him in Black. Ooh, hold on, is that Jay? I learned about him. Drop something in the chat if you're trying to jump on the stage, Jay. I'm just not seeing you in here. Let me know if y'all heard of Paul Roberson. When we went to the African American Museum, man, this brother has done everything. Everything. For playing, he went to law school. And you know how he paid to get through law school? He played in the NFL. He taught Portuguese. He was a professor. Like he did all these things in his lifetime. And he was cold at what he played in the NFL. He was like a baller. Okay. But if you haven't heard from him or heard about him, it's a reason why. It's because he was a activist. He was a great one at that. Oh, and he was a thespian. Great actor. He was Othello. But you didn't hear about him because he spoke up against the government. He spoke up what was happening. So he is truly deemed the Renaissance man. So I'm putting some time in, and I want to make sure y'all know about him. And I don't think I asked y'all to share with your people, let folks know, and that'd be ideal. That's all I ask is to share it, like it, maybe. If you like it, you like it, like it. But awareness is key. That's all we can ask for. Okay. But I want to say it's something when we're doing this Black history, American history, and I want y'all to think of do y'all believe it's still needed? Don't forget, do y'all remember the homework assignment at the beginning? If you just not coming in, homework assignment is be attentive to how frequent our current administration mentions Black History Month. Be attentive that they mention anything about the achievements of Black people in this country. Pay attention. Be aware. Okay. And even if they don't do nothing, I'm saying for y'all to do something. Either y'all find somebody, y'all can share our stuff, but a quick retweet, a like, you can send it to one of your people that you should know. Send it to somebody young. I'm gonna avoid all foul or distasteful language. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the things that I'm be sharing it's gonna be uncomfortable. This history is not. This is mature history too. This is not just Martin Luther King had a dream. Okay, we get to the nitty gritty over here, baby. We talk about it. We grown folks. Okay, but these conversations is something that is. I'm thankful that God has given me the ability to do so. Let me think. Am I missing any birthday? Shout out to my sister Angela. Happy birthday, Anki. And love you, love you, love. Happy birthday to Aunt Charmaine. Happy birthday, of course, to my Aunt Brenda. That was last week. We got a lot of, what do you call them, Aquarius? Whew, they something else, y'all. Shout out to my sister Ashley. Happy birthday. We love you. Um, if you don't pick up your cake tomorrow, I will be cutting it. Just let you know. Lucky, hey, it was almost gone today. Thank you, sister. Um, February is here. I got some B-days coming up in the family. How do y'all celebrate y'all birthdays? How do y'all take care of yourselves too? Hold on, let me see. I'm missing all the chat. Am I missing something? Oh, Black history is needed and will always be needed. Yeah, once again, it's just a recognition. It's recognition. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Forever Mommy. that is something I'm always mindful of. It's something to recognize one another and show awareness. I to the point where I feel like I hope one day everything culture is not needed, but it is. Trust me. I mean, everybody like so. I'm gonna talk about this, then we go slide out, y'all. You know, if y'all want to join, y'all can join. But I remember, I remember, I used to go back and forth with folks about stuff when I started this platform. Okay, now since doing the research and actually sitting down and having thorough conversations with a plethora of different people, backgrounds, social norms, beliefs, people want to, and I've been saying this for some time. If people want to learn or people want to know, they will look for the information. They will take the time. I've been using the term willful ignorance for some time. Some people want to be ignorant. Some people don't want to know better. Some people know better. They just want to act like they don't know, so they continue to do the disrespectful things that they're doing and being disrespectful in total. Okay. Whew. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? So I don't like going back and forth with people. I always say that's one of my flaws on social media. I think one of the things you have to do on social media is argue with people if you want to really grow your platform. That's me. When I used to be petty, when I used to argue with people, go back and forth, people have my little snappy comebacks and all that. Knowledgeable, but snappy. Numbers used to pop. But now I block people. I ignore. I say what I gotta say. And if you hit me with some facts, I would and if I'm incorrect, I would like I understand and I would say appreciate you. I take and I it's not about me it's not about being scared. I'm just like I don't have time for the pettiness and the back and forth. Because if you want to because I do my research, I take my time and I don't mind learning something. And I don't listen to a lot of people. Once you give me some misinformation, it take you one. If you have a platform and it took a quick Google search or just something extremely minimal to look up and you get on your platform and say it, I automatically lose. You lose so much credentials and credit with me. Same difference. Hey, everything. Hey, it's kicking in, y'all. It's kicking in. And I say that because I see it so frequently, and that's the reason I started this platform. I was talking about my partner was talking about the Joe Budden podcast. I was talking about the YMCA song and the misinformation that people still share about it. And I'm like, if you just sit down, you can listen to the lyrics yourself. You can go to what is it, lyrically and something like that, or it's so many different ways you can just look what the words are saying, other than what you just came and called me and told me what this about. Um, I'll going back to even with my cousin. I love him, love him. I gotta have him on the show soon. He hit me up with something that, hey Bev, thank you for sharing it live. He hit me with something recently that I felt like it was nonsense, and I'm being respectful, but I'm a little bit more mindful of my time. If you send me something on YouTube, TikTok, I'm one of these people. I'm looking at how long is this video you got me watching, and is it worth my time watching? I will watch it, but it better be make some sense. It better cite some sources. Better be a little entertaining. Okay, but I say all that to say this: it was to the point that he was saying he don't believe it, but he was hitting me up to see if I can debunk it. And I'm like, why in the world would you hit me up to see if I would debunk something? Why don't you do your own research? And he said, "What you like doing this type of stuff? What? Yeah, I think I like arguing with people. I may be good at, I may be a good debater, but do y'all think I like arguing with people? Man, but that's my fault. I'm sorry. I don't. I don't. I don't like putting people in check. I don't like the people say that all the time. Even my friends, when we in the group chat or something like that, and they say something and give a rebuttal to what they said, they're like, "Oh, you put me in check. I didn't even put nobody in check. Why we even gotta go there? Why we even gotta go there?" They I don't know. Do I come off like that, y'all? Am I that type of person? Am I aggressive like that? Am I scary? Am I booga booga ooga booga? You know? Is it my facial expression? Is it my tone? I don't have the intent of hurting nobody. I don't. Woo. I don't. But I digress. I digress. You deliver a very matter of fact. That could be intimidating. So, oh damn, damn, y'all. So, and I know, look, bit. I'm sorry. I ain't sorry. That's not my intention. I'll say I apologize if that how it come out. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. I do deliver matter of fact. And as a matter of fact, is that so? And that's the thing, listen. I'm gonna say, listen, I keep saying I'm gonna hop off, and I am gonna hop off, y'all. Because we do a lot of 30 minutes, we have a good time, and we be on a little bit longer if people want to jump on the private side. I don't know, I may hop on, stay on TikTok for a little bit. We'll see. I'm not calling myself them, okay? But I follow this individual. This person is the leader of my life, Lord of my life, but Jesus. Okay. I don't consider myself so much. Yeah, it's not a you. It's not a me problem. I recognize that. But the thing is, like, I always look when I read the words of Jesus and I pay attention to his methods of behavior, and I make comments like, if Jesus was alive, a lot of people wouldn't like Jesus. Now, Jesus was the matter of a fact. Okay. Jesus rolled to the point, and I like last year, like in the last year, I was heavy. I read the Bible daily, but I was reading we reading Old Testament with the wifey, New Testaments by myself. Okay. And following both, I say the big pillars was Moses and Jesus. Okay. Moses, he really tried to appease people. Okay, he tried to appease man. He tried to appease the masses to a certain level. He would come back to God, even though he's talking directly with God. What's up, Rose? God, what's happening with your brother? What's happening with your man? He would want to like, hey, God, they gonna be tripping. How can I make it happen? God give him an order. This is what should be happening. This is give him a commandment. This is what you should be doing. They over here wilding, but he's like, man, he be like, God, but they may be tripping on me. They this and that. What you worry about what they talking about? Jesus, on the other hand, Jesus came out, hey, I'm about to go over here. I want y'all to come with me. He didn't care if you was holding your baby. He didn't care if you was fishing with your daddy. If you was working your 9 to 5, whatever the case may be, he go say it and he go do it. And he ain't gonna wait on you and he will keep it moving. And that may be sometime how I can like I this I if that it didn't make people it made people that's what he got taken out for because people and to call himself and to hold himself in such high regard, man don't like that. Even though you can see the good great things, the miracles that he's doing, it's like from the gut that once again, pay attention, the government would took him out and the lies they put against him. But people don't like people when you come off truly like Hey, this what I'm doing. I ain't gonna wait on you. I love a leader. I love a leader. I love a good leader too. I'm out. You know, once again, out and to be a leader, you must be a follower. But if I break that all down to y'all, it'd be a little too much, you know. Well, I'm huge on when I come off. I try, and that's one thing. I'm trying to be more like Jesus than like Moses. That's what I'm trying to get to. Even right now, what Bev is saying, I feel it. My Moses is like, I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to be cool. But every time I try, guess what? Sometimes it doesn't benefit me or benefit our common goal that we supposed to have together either. Am I making sense? Once again, I may just be talking right now. Dry January is over. Happy Black History Month, beautiful people. I love y'all. I love y'all. I love y'all. No, it's again. It was again. It's just this is for everybody, and this is me talking to me too. You know, I come off. I'm not coming off like my intentions to hurt, but my intention is to grow. And it. But if the impact is hurt, I know some people say you want to focus on the impact of your words just as much. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes because something I've learned about being on this internet. Ooh, y'all on the internet with me? Hey, yeah. Some people, when I say some, I'm gonna say most people. They hear what they feel. Mm. Y'all understand what that means? A lot of people hear what they feel. They have a lack of respect, a lack of comprehension, and you can say something that should be. Like my thing is, I don't see how. I've said some things, and I'll be like, I don't know how this got misconstrued or got here, but or how this word got in, or I didn't even mention this, but I've seen it happen. So I say all that, I can't. So no matter how you try to move your words, or and I struggle with that at times too. I ain't gonna lie. This is me talking for me. I struggle because I'm like, I ain't trying to come this way. This is not how I mean it. But I had to understand. Sometimes, no matter how you move around it, they're gonna take it the way they take it. And you know your attention, you know your heart. That's why I do be very selective for my words. But if some people can't read and have poor comprehension of things, good luck. Cause look, I'm looking at other people that people vote for, and they say the wildest things to be disrespectful right to their face. And yeah, I like what they're saying. I believe what they're doing, yada yada yada. And okay. And once again, I would say, and they persecuted Jesus. How dare I be to the point that I believe they're not going to do the same to me and do the same to others. But y'all, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming through this Sunday night. Shout out to everything going on it's the Grammys tonight, right? Y'all enjoy watching the Grammys. If y'all watch this later, make sure to share, like, and comment. I'm gonna try to share this out on our Spotify, YouTube, as well as iTunes. Somebody said recently that make podcast audio again. Would y'all prefer just hearing from me rather than seeing me too? Because I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with that. But it makes my job easier, way easier. Okay. Lord, Shan, love you, Shan. I ain't even gonna get on to my girls. Man, when I say Shan, when she get into her sharing and posting and texting, like wave and don't stop. But yeah, y'all have a great evening. Y'all stay awesome, stay beautiful. We look forward to seeing y'all next week. Happy Black History Month, and we'll chop it up with y'all later. Good night. Peace.